welcome back to another episode of Poldark Dish. I'm Marlise.
And I'm Elyse.
And today we're going to be dishing about Poldark Season 2.
Episode 9.
But first, a little recap. Apparently Ross didn't have a hall pass.
So his sorry cheating ass is in the doghouse.
Oh no!
Demelza's hanging out with the only man she can trust.
Master Jeremy.
But Prudy's bugged that the chores be piling up.
A Ross worm-legged encounter.
Wormy is boasting about his recent wins over Ross.
Yeah, but he didn't win everything. Just shagged your fiancé.
Ooh, snap.
Post-booty call, Elizabeth waits for Ross to call her.
And waits, and waits, and waits. Aunt Agatha's laying her cards on Ross's return.
The lovers. He's the better man we long for.
Even if he's not the most convenient.
The kitchen wench will get over it. Ross knows he better make up with his wife soon.
Yeah, Prudy's doing all the baking.
And she's mislaid all her skillage.
Yeah.
What is that?
Ross finds Demelza sipping tea in bed.
She wonders if she should help Ross pack.
Oh, yeah.
Hit the road, Ross. Don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Ross. Don't you come back no more. What you say? Demelza thought that Ross was so much better than other guys.
But she discovered he's so much less.
No tea, no shade.
Snap. Wormlegging's already making wedding plans.
Inviting everyone he knows.
Elizabeth sends a letter that says, slow your roll, Groomzilla.
Ride your brakes.
Cool your jets.
Chill. Ross tells Demelza she can't keep giving him the silent treatment.
Yeah, babe, see it from my perspective.
Those cojones have no shame.
He never meant to hurt Demelza, not deliberately.
At that moment, he wasn't even thinking about her.
Why doesn't she understand that about him?
He was possessed by lust.
Ooh, that make the wedding china go flying.
Breakage.
And now another episode of As the Worm Turns.
Elizabeth.
George.
Elizabeth, I've come to talk to you about the wedding. What means this postponement?
Well, George, it all seems so hasty.
Hasty. But the invitations have been sent. The flowers have been ordered. The wedding singer's been hired. I've perfected my chicken dance.
This all seems so seemly.
Unseemly?
Unseemly.
Does this have anything to do with Ross?
Ross?
Ross.
Why, no. He was the best sex I ever had.
Ross. I bet he's a dynamo in the sack. Elizabeth, I insist that you set a date. Immediately.
Immediately? Well, a date? I don't...
Will Elizabeth ever make up her mind? Tune in next time to As the Worm Turns.
Everyone in Cornwall seems to be sleeping alone.
So Demelza says, screw it, I'm gonna do a huge ball.
Oh, it is going to Sir Hugh's ball.
What did I say?
Never mind. Verity arrives at Trenwith.
Elizabeth faints. She can't take all these visitors that aren't Ross.
Verity says, I understand your hesitance in marrying again.
You do?
Your heart lays elsewhere.
It does.
With
Ross,
Francis.
sis. Francis.
Ross is going to Truro.
And Elizabeth really believes him.
Yeah, he's going to Truro to meet with Richard Tonkin, who's just out of debtor's prison.
And apparently he's sitting pretty with the boat building business.
Yeah, both. Demelza's dressed in scarlet and getting her trollop on at Sir Hugh's ball.
She spots her revenge sex target.
Captain Redcoat, and he swirls her around the dance floor.
Followed by a moonlight kiss in the garden.
Making her the garden hoe.
He's wanting to plant his seeds.
Call me Malcolm.
Call me Demelza.
Can I come to your room tonight?
I'm in the red room.
Of course you are. Dirty girl.
Demelza, what you doing, girlfriend? Oh, no. Ross and Dr. Eye Candy is supping together.
Sup, Ross?
Sup, Doc?
Lizzie postponed her wedding to George.
Sup with that?
I don't know, fainted dead away at the thought of marrying George Warlegged.
Demelza leaves her door unlocked.
Captain Red arrives to claim his prize.
But Demelza's having second thoughts. I'm only doing this because my husband cheated on me.
But the little colonel's standing at attention.
I don't want to see that.
But what am I supposed to do with this stiffy?
I don't care, just don't do it here.
At ease, Johnson.
Just when Demelza thought she dodged a bullet,
She overhears Tankard and Sir Hugh in the hallway flipping a coin to see who goes first.
so she takes her head and tail and bolts out the window.
Because nobody got time for that. Ross can't let go of his true love, Will Grace.
Even the miners say they'd go back to work in a heartbeat.
Elizabeth finally sees Ross ride up on his horse.
They peer at each other from afar.
And he rides off.
Oh, burn! Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno, burn, baby, burn.
What's good for the goose is apparently not so good for the gander.
Ross finds Demelza walking along the beach.
And here's how not to apologize to a woman whose trust you've betrayed.
Ross asks Demelza to have patience while he works this whole thing out.
It's not a question of wanting you.
It's a question of me not wanting her.
And I don't want to not want her.
I don't want to not want her. I want to not want you. Not want you. I want to
I
want you and not her. I will want you and I won't not want you.
So we're good? Elizabeth is so done with waiting for Ross.
Everybody's tired of waiting for Ross.
Agatha says Ross needs to get off the pot.
How can he do this to her?
He tried to stop that marriage.
By giving her the best sex she's ever had.
And now she has no choice. Elizabeth marries Wormlegged. Yeah! Wormy comes to Elizabeth on their wedding night.
Oh, girlfriend made her bed, now she's got a lie in it.
Girl, you are going to need a drink tonight.
Yeah, she's gonna need a little stiff one.
That's exactly what she married.
Will Grace is open for business. In London, George is ready to show off his new bride.
And Elizabeth is to the manor born. Will Grace has finally paid off in a big way.
Ross tells Demelza the good news.
She says tell it to Elizabeth and her delicate charms.
Ooh, snap! George tells Elizabeth he has a fancy to chill in a new crib.
Not Cardew.
Nope.
Trenwith.
And Agatha welcomes George home with open arms.
Welcome home.
While Ross watches from afar.
Sitting on his horse of shame.
What the hell are you doing there, Ross? Go home now.
Yeah,
You got your
go
own
back
wife.
in your other
My
eye.
God, she's married
Jeez.
now. Seriously.
Wow.
What the heck is he still doing there?
Now I want to blacken his other eye
Oh my
too.
God, Ross made me so
Oh.
mad in this episode. His inability to apologize to Demelza properly. I apologize.
Yeah, if he weren't so handsome, we would all stop watching.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that he had the cojones to say, listen, I know your pride is wounded. But
just
you just need to get
backhand him.
over it and give me time.
So she
to
got him
work
back really well, saying, no, it's you. I was proud of you, and now you're just a schmuck.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, but I absolutely can't believe how affronted he is. He's affronted that he's still sleeping in the library. He's affronted that she won't talk to him. We can't go on like this, Demelza.
Like she's just supposed to get over it.
Yeah, and he says, you know, I would have expected more from you because of your nature, your forgiving nature, that she's just going to say.
She's so kind and loves him so much that just
take the time
anything is
getting over
fine.
your first love. I'm okay with it.
Well, and then Demelza, starts out trying to be a temptress, and she
Demelza.
completely misses everything that Margaret the Hoe is throwing at her.
I know.
And it
Margaret the
probably
Hoe.
wouldn't bother her as much that if it was Margaret the Hoe, then it bothers her that it's Elizabeth. Because
Yeah, exactly.
he can't get past Elizabeth because it's not that he doesn't not want Elizabeth.
He just wants to not want her. But anyway, yeah, so we saw Maggie the Hoe again.
Yeah.
Hello, she came back, had a couple of lines. I like Maggie the Hoe.
I
Let's
do
give her a little
too.
storyline.
Yeah,
She's a
yeah.
very beautiful actress, and and I just love the way that this been. But you know what was interesting about Maggie the Hoe? She says, I've buried several husbands and serviced many more. But so is she saying that she's been married before? And
Well,
then
she might have buried husbands that weren't hers.
hasn't turned courtesan? Oh my God.
Well, she is a pretty savvy businesswoman.
That is true.
But yeah, Demelza's attempt to go vamping with Captain Mustache.
Did you see her? She
Yeah.
looked beautiful.
Oh, that
in her
dress. But then she
scarlet
wears
red.
it out into the seawater, and that's why we can't have nice things.
How about the Scottish redcoat?
Oh,
Captain McNeil.
Captain Mustache.
And I looked him up, Henry Garrett. He's not actually Scottish. I thought he was.
No.
He's British. He's from Bristol, in fact.
I expect him to look into the camera and pull the mustache off. But
But anyway, he's off to join his regiment. So
Yes,
he's,
Malcolm. Call me
Malcolm is no
Malcolm.
more. Yeah.
yes.
Exactly.
And then Sir Hugh and Tankard. Really, Tankard thinks he's got a shot with Demelza.
Flipping a coin for Demelza.
coin.
What are they thinking?
Wow.
Demelza was part of the buffet. Everybody just thought that they were welcome to her
Yeah,
for
she
dessert.
walked in
What is
and
that?
everything. It was like the Red Sea
Oh
parted.
my God, well, she looked gorgeous.
She
She looked
did.
beautiful. So listen, Ross needs to mind his P's and Q's. Elizabeth is married. Honest to God, how did that happen?
It was a beautiful wedding.
I mean, they showed it so quickly because we don't need to be celebrating that wedding.
Well, but then they show her little negligee hitting the floor, and you know what's going to happen there.
Yeah, and you know what? She's succumbed to it. She's like, okay, listen, because the minute he says, your son's going to be my heir, her eyes perked up like,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
yes. And all those cars and jewels,
But
yeah, she's
really,
on board.
He made a convincing argument in these episodes building up. I mean, if we hadn't seen behind the scenes, you're like, oh, George, because he's very sweet to her.
I don't see sweet George.
if you're in Elizabeth's shoes and you haven't heard from Ross, and George is coming over offering you phaetons and
Yes. What was
everything
she
else.
thinking was going to happen, though? Was she actually waiting on Ross because she thinks, well, he's going to dump the kitchen wench and he's just going to marry me?
And
you know?
he was so curt with her. She started to ask a question. He's like, I've got to think. It's going to be soon. And then it isn't. So what is she supposed to do?
Oh my God. Well, I don't know. Listen, now she's married to their arch enemy, everyone's arch enemy, and I don't know how she's going to make that work. But, you know, the scene where she faints when Verity comes in, what does that mean?
Well, what does it always mean in books?
Oh my
Or movies.
God! So she's going to be married to George.
She's
and
probably
possibly with Poldark child.
She's been Poldark.
Oh my gosh.
And Agatha.
And
This
Agatha.
would have been the perfect time when the Warleggins, the newly married Warleggins,
Yes.
came home for Aunt Agatha to pull out her pistol. And where was it?
Just get it done. Get it
Yeah.
over with, all right? He's right there in front of you.
George Warleggin probably holds the title to
Oh
tread with.
my God. So what's going to happen to Aunt Agatha?
And Geoffrey Charles.
It's Geoffrey Charles. Oh, I don't see a good ending
No,
for this
and
at
I mean,
all.
that's got to be a really big red flag for Elizabeth. You know, I promised you Cardew, but no, you're going to stay here.
Oh my God. So I don't see good things for them. And then
No.
Ross has got a long way to climb up before he gets
And it's
Demelza
actually
back on his side.
a little creepy that George wants to live in Francis's house.
Yeah, he wants to win
Yeah.
over the Poldarks. He wants to
I
beat
think he
them
wants to
at
crush
everything.
them.
He wants to crush them. He wants to be the victor. Well, as we told you last week, we are going to be journeying to the set of Poldark soon, and we've got a crowdfunding campaign going on. And thank you for all those of you that have already checked it out and bought our T-shirt, because it does help get the Cornwall Cougars to Cornwall.
Every little bit helps. Thank you.
So thank you so much for supporting us. And also, do not forget, we still have our giveaway, the books, DVDs, hopefully some autographed items that we'll get on the set while we're there in Bristol.
How do you get them? Subscribe. Leave a comment.
Yes, leave a comment. We love all your comments. They've been amazing.
They're
Thank you
very
so much.
encouraging. Thank you so much.
They are. We really do appreciate it. So thank you so much once again for watching. I'm Marlise.
And I'm Elyse.
And we're
the Poldark Dish.
Thanks for watching.
Look out for the roller. Bob and weave. Bob and weave.